Sophomore year. Let me tell you the truth. If you haven't watched my videos, I'm currently a sophomore at Columbia University. I'm studying economics with a concentration in visual arts. And yeah, it's my second year. And I posted a video a while ago kind of giving tips on like entering college and like the transition. And I think now that I'm nearing the end of my second year, there's definitely been a lot of changes that have been on that I just want to talk about. Part of the reason I want to talk about this is that I think for me it's been a little bit difficult this year to adjust to these new changes that I'm like seeing. So the first thing is that I think in sophomore year, or as you continue, a lot of your freshman year relationships, whether that's like friends or people that you know, kind of like fade away. And that's like not necessarily in a bad way, but I think that's just natural. But it's definitely something that I had a hard time adjusting to because I was so set going into college and like, okay, like I have to find like my best group of friends and we're gonna be best friends until like the end of our college life. But honestly, like this year, you know, I've gotten to meet a lot of new people who are really cool, met some of my closest friends this year, became closer with a lot of people, but also, you know, became kind of drifted apart from other people. And I think in a way it was kind of sad for me. I also think that it was probably just how life plays out. Number two, I think that in sophomore year you kind of, or as you grow, I keep saying sophomore year, okay, I'm just gonna say sophomore year, but in sophomore year, like you kind of grow to realize that things like work out for a reason or they don't work out for a reason, and maybe that's low-key just a coping mechanism so that you don't like hate yourself for everything that goes wrong. But truly, like, even though there have been moments where I'm like, oh my god, like shit, I fucked up, everything still works out in the end. And I think truly I've noticed that all of the opportunities that I've had have come from, you know, maybe something else not working out. And I think overall I'm very satisfied with a lot of the kind of things that I've been able to do this year, even though some other things haven't worked out. And I think it's just coming to terms with that, realizing that, and being okay with it. I think this year I've learned to be more comfortable being alone, definitely like spending more time with yourself. And I know that a lot of people say that, and it's, even for me, it's like much harder to actually do it than just like tell other people to. But truly, I think that spending time alone is something that's so needed, especially when you're in college. You're always surrounded by people. You always, you know, when you're surrounded by people, like you constantly feel the need to be doing things, and like, you know, these people are like going out and partying, and so I should be going out and partying. But like, no, you could go to a cafe and read. And so I've been like liking to do that a lot. I think going to cafes, reading, sketching, and doing a lot more of the things that I think I've kind of let go because I've spent a lot more time and energy on being social and kind of forgetting to work on myself that I haven't been able to do in a long time. So what I'm trying to say is that it's really important, I think, to remember to spend time with yourself, even though it definitely feels like I can't be alone, but like you can. And I'm sure that other people are also trying to take time for themselves. Like everyone's really just working through it. No one has their life figured out. And like I'm trying to remind myself of this too, because it oftentimes seems like everyone else has their shit together, but no one else does, I promise you. Number 4, sophomore year internships. I mean, these internships aren't as important as junior internships, but it is when a lot of people are recruiting for IB or consulting or just networking in general. And so it's a really stressful time, especially in the spring, because you have to juggle that with all of your exams and assignments. And I think during this time, it can be really, really easy to get overwhelmed and like to compare yourself to your classmates, because like, okay, I do this. I don't know if everyone else does this, but I do this. Like, you just compare yourself and you're like, oh fuck, I'm like behind. I don't have an internship and everyone else has one. You can always find opportunities that aren't internships. Like you could do a study abroad program, or you could volunteer somewhere, be an au pair. Like, I don't know, there's like so much stuff you can do. You can pursue a hobby or start a YouTube channel. that I think that really, as long as you give it your best effort, even if nothing comes out of it, you know, you still have that experience and you can still do other things with your time over the summer. Like, I think there's a lot of pressure to be like, you have to do an internship over the summer. But like, honestly, no you don't. Okay, obviously like I want to do an internship and like it's good to do an internship, but you know, there's always other stuff you can do. And I think college, this generation in general, is just so focused on like competition. I need to be like the best one out of everyone. Like, that's like such a toxic mindset. It's really important to just keep your head on straight, and you know, as long as you do your best, I think that's all that matters. You know, reach out to people, network, apply to a lot of jobs. If you've done all that you can, I think the best thing is to just let fate take the wheel. What are we on? Number 5? 6? Something like that. I think time management as you get older becomes so much more prevalent and important in your everyday life. For me this year, I literally feel like I'm like drowning in like things I need to do constantly. Keeping up with school, keeping up with friends. You know, everyone has a lot of shit going on. But I think it does get really difficult because, I mean, I know for me especially, like when I get overwhelmed with a lot of things, I find it hard to find time for myself, and like I really get sucked into like the, oh my god, like everything's going so poorly, like I'm literally gonna die. But like I also realize that that's very dramatic, and all of these things I think are really good. I think it's good to keep yourself busy, but just know that, like, honestly, I have no advice for this one. Just like know that you're gonna get busier, honestly, and that's for the better, I think, because like later in life it's not like you're gonna be lounging around every day. You're gonna have like a 9 to 5 maybe, or you might just have like a 9 to 9 if you do IB. But yeah, one thing I have been trying to do a lot more this year is to make sure that when I'm like I feel like freshman year, especially for me, I was very much a people pleaser. Like I wanted as many people as I could to like me. I wanted to maintain as many connections and friendships with people as I could. And I think this year one of my goals was to kind of be more true to myself, like only hang out with people who truly make me feel better. You know, only say things that I really mean, and you know, don't go like out of my comfort zone to do things that I'm not comfortable with. Not saying that like I'm not trying new things, but like if there's something that I know that I'm not comfortable with and I want to do it just to like fit into a social circle or like to be included in a social setting, like I try to not do that more. Here's number 7. I went out clubbing a lot last year, and low-key like that was a very weird time, I think, in my life, and I think a lot of freshmen, especially in New York City, go through it. It's just like you're like in this new environment and you want to like, you know, be social and be outgoing, and so you like do all these things. And I think for me, like I fell into that trap a little bit. I went clubbing a lot, and I think that definitely, those experiences shaped me a little, like they helped me grow. But I definitely think now that I've realized the real reason I was like going out and doing that stuff, I've kind of like stopped doing that, and I've tried to do more things like during the daytime, like going to cafes, going for bike rides, you know, going to workout classes is something I've picked up, and I think I found that to be a lot more sustainable for my lifestyle, for my work, and something that I actually really enjoy a lot more. So yeah, just don't let people around you like change your value. Something that I've learned. I guess like number 8, since freshman year I have really changed, matured. Like it's actually like I'm becoming an adult, which is crazy. Like I'm 20 now, which is like absolutely crazy. But I feel like even last year, like I went home every month because I'm lucky enough to be able to go travel home whenever I want. And like to some extent I still felt like my parents were like kind of watching over me. They still are, but like even more so last year. Like I still felt kind of in that high school kind of mindset, and I think this year like I've gone home a lot less, and you know, I've really kind of relied on myself more than my parents. I'm spending my own money now, and you know, I'm kind of figuring things out more independently. And yeah, I think I have mixed feelings about it because, well, I think a small part of me still wants to be taken care of and be a child and just you know, not have to worry about all of these things, but another part of me knows that, you know, you do have to grow up at some point and you do have to do all these adult things like make your own doctor's appointments. And honestly, I think that is a good thing. I think at the end of this year, I will truly be a lot more independent than I ever have been before. This is definitely a year of changes. I've definitely gone through a lot of up and downs, whether that's socially, academically, kind of like mentally, also like struggling with what I want to do, you know, how I'm feeling. Like I think it's a time of self-reflection, which sounds like so cheesy, but it really is. And I just kind of wanted to share my own insights from this year as like a little update, because I know I shared some insights last year. Yeah, so I hope this was helpful. If not for you, it was very helpful for me to just be able to talk it out, little therapy session. But thank you so much for watching. I hope that I will be able to film more videos. Yeah, peace out.
お前はもう死んでいる。